5 people have died in KZN after severe storms and strong winds battered parts of the province. Dozens others are being treated for injuries in eThekwini, which has been hardest hit.
Several areas within the metro have been affected, with some roads flooded, fallen trees and significant damage to infrastructure. Tongaat in the Durban North has recorded the most incidents. Other areas around Durban, including Umgababa and Durban Central and the western parts of the city, also experienced heavy rainfall, leading to flooding.
Now, disaster teams are now assessing the extent of the damages. KZN Premier Nomusa Dube-Ncube will lead a delegation to visit affected areas today. Well, our reporter Nobuhle Modise is following the story for us. Nobuhle, a good morning to you. I can just imagine the temperature and what it feels like out there this morning, but talk to me about the extent of the damage as well that you've witnessed.
A very good morning, Naledi. You would have seen that we did try and connect to you in the previous hour, and it was impossible because power and cell phone towers are down. The roads are also inaccessible. So we had to make it work and come and find a place where we could at least be able, to let you in on what exactly is taking place here. We know that disaster risk management as well as gift of the givers are still assessing the damage. We know so far that about 1,300 people have so far been displaced. And when we did try and get inside where we were trying to cross from to you, we were in one of the residential areas here in Sandfields in Tongaat, and there was a trail of destruction, Naledi, where the roofs of homes have been torn off. Some part of the infrastructure around those homes has also been damaged. We saw trees on the road. I'm going to move out of shot so that my colleague Lungelo Zungu can at least try, and zoom in and show you some of what I'm talking about, since we cannot get to you when we are inside those places. But from here, we're able to give you a sort of an aerial a view of what exactly took place here. But as I mentioned, roofs were torn off. There were trees all over the road. The power, the cell phone towers are down. The roads are inaccessible. And it was just, it's a trail of destruction where it started at around 4 to 5 p.m. yesterday, where even the rest of us who were on the road had to stop on the side of the road and ensure that we are safe while it was pouring. And what happened here in Tongaat is that there was a tornado, and this is why you see the damage being to this extent. Like I said, we cannot go inside there and speak to you from there, hence we are up here so you can see an aerial view. But there's a trail of destruction here. I spoke to a lady earlier who was going to try and check up on her family who lives here in the area, and she was saying she did kind of get a hold of them on the phone in the evening, but this morning she was struggling to get a hold of them. But when she spoke to them, they told her that the entire house, the entire structure of the house was completely damaged, and they were at a place of safety. We know that the Cockta department, as well as the Premier's office and the eThekwini municipality, together with disaster risk management, have identified places where people can go for shelter as they continue with assessments. And like I said, the roads are inaccessible, so their job is pretty hard at the moment. It's also freezing, so it's quite a difficult task for disaster risk management teams to be able to assess the damage that has been done here. But as you can see, a trail of destruction, roofs torn off, people have died, and some people are unaccounted for. As I said to you when I spoke to a lady earlier, she wasn't sure where her family was located since the entire home was destroyed. But this is what the scenes are like here in Tongaat. She was also telling me that in Magwaveni, which is also not far from here, it was the same kind of destruction that took place as a result of this inclement weather, where the South African Weather Service did send out a warning over the weekend to say there would be severe thunderstorms in the eThekwini area. And this is the northern part of the area, which in the past has also suffered quite a lot. You'd remember in July 2021 when those floods happened, the infrastructure here was also quite damaged. And whenever there's rains of this kind, Naledi, the power and the cell phone towers are the first to go because of how severe these thunderstorms get. And it's safe to say that people in eThekwini, whenever there's that kind of a warning from the South African Weather Service, they take it quite seriously because of what happened in July of 2021.
Yeah, and I mean, the trauma of those storms is still very much fresh in our minds. Those are startling images that you've just shown us there, Nobuhle. Thank you so much for that update. Of course, when you see those, you just wonder what the informal settlements are looking like, what the situation looks like as well for the homeless in KZN. But Nobuhle Modise will be moving around different parts to give us those updates.